Good afternoon,
Yeah, good afternoon.
Mrs. Dorcas Feyisi Solomon Onasi
Nazi.
and Mr. Adekunle Adebayo.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Jim Dabosa show. It is my great privilege to receive you guys this afternoon for coming here. Once again, thank you very much for your coming. Without wasting our time this afternoon, our case study based on broken promises. There's a lot of things that lead to, to broken promises. Broken promises can lead to many things that behind breaking promises. Before we move further this afternoon, I will start my question on general impact and understanding of broken promises. Let me start from Mrs. Dorcas Feyisi Solomon Onasi. What are some of the most common reasons why people break promises, even when they have a good intentions? Why?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Once again, good afternoon, our host. Like I said, it's a great honor and privilege to be here, and I do not take it for granted. And Mr. Kunle, I say good afternoon once again.
Thank you.
Yeah, broken promises. Sometimes it is not intentional. It is not deliberate. It is not something you plan for. And sometimes it is deliberate. The reason why I say it's deliberate is because if it has to do with you, even though some people, no matter who is concerned, it doesn't matter. But there are people, there are things that you will do to some certain people, and the fear of the repercussion will not make you to do it. You will be deliberate, you will put your effort in making sure that things are done the right way. So I want to say, broken promises refer to failure in fulfilling a commitment. And when you commit yourself, for instance, a father and a parent to children, you promise your children, you never plan to break this commitment with your whole heart, because the Holy Bible makes us to understand that the food that is meant for the children will not be given to the dogs. Now you promise your children, okay, let's use the example. If you are able to have first class, I'm going to buy you a particular car. You wish that at the end of it, that time you are not planning to fail this boy or this girl, and this your child is able to make the first class, and something happened, maybe the contract you were expecting, the money you were expecting, you didn't get it at that time. Before that time, if you are able to communicate to your child, at this time, I promise you that I'm going to do this. The money I am expecting, that is where communication comes in. The money I'm expecting is not going to come at this time that I promise you, but please note that I am still going to do it. At this time, it is not a failing, it is not a failed promises yet. Until when that money comes, you now divert it and say, my son, no, you need to understand, that house that we are building, we need to complete it. You have failed this child. You have broken your promises. But before the money comes, you know that this money has not arrived. Until that money arrives and you refuse to buy your son or your daughter the car you say you are going to buy, it has not become a failed promise. So another thing is the obligation or agreement. You did not agree. It is just a promise. It is not an agreement between the two of you. But when it is a business, myself and Mr. Adekunle, we enter a business and we agree that this is going to be the sharing formula. When the business is out, Mr. Adekunle is going to be 50-50. But meanwhile, I am the one in charge. Maybe the money is paid into my account. But when the money has now entered my account, I am now saying, Mr. Adekunle, it can't be that 50-50. I am now breaking the agreement. I am now breaking it has now become a broken promises. Now, let's relate it also to a relationship. There can be a broken promises when there is no relationship. I like us to understand this. Between your children, your colleagues, your business partner, even our host, Mr. Jim, if there is no relationship between you, myself, and Mr. Adekunle and our audience, I don't think there can be any broken promises. Because if you have called me and I said 1 o'clock I am going to be here, and I could not do whatever it takes to be here, like I said, if there is no relationship between us, there can't be any promise. There can't be anything. There can't be any disappointment. So because there is a relationship between your family, between your spouse, it is because of lack of fear of God, some of these broken promises occurs. If you have the fear of God in your life, you will not want to be a liar. Hello?
Hello, yeah.
So these occur professionally in the office. Your colleague, your subordinate, you've already told them that this is how this thing is going to be, especially when it involves money. It's when it's involved money that we see most promises are broken. So when it involves this, you need to protect your own integrity. If you have integrity, if you have fear of God, you will not want to have anything to tarnish your image. So broken promises, it can damage relationships. Now, there is this illustration I would have loved to use, but I didn't come with it. Let's assume there is a brokeable plate that the madam used to serve Mr. Adekunle, your soup plate, one beautiful plate like this, and it's broken. Maybe it's cracked into two. And madam now use super glue or whichever gum to gum it together. But sir, that line, that crack that is there, can it be taken off? Even if you paint it, can it be as beautiful as it was before? No. Now I'm going to use this car on my body as an example. I had an accident years back. This was not okay. This skin here is different from this skin. And this skin, the healing has taken place. But remember that this car is still there. Any day I remember this car, I will remember that day of the accident. That's exactly what happened when there is a broken promise, when there is a broken promise. Yeah. So it can be amended, but it cannot be forgotten. So in order for us to have a great understanding, for the relationship not to damage, for the credibility to maintain, and for us to have confidence in one another. Let me take it into a relationship. If my time is still not up, if a husband or a wife, because we normally take husband as example, it's not only a husband that cheats. If a man has a cheating wife, and from the beginning, there was this promise that for better, for worse, in the presence of God Almighty and the presence of human beings, you are the witness. You promise that I'm going to be with you forever and ever. And one thing or the other happen. You are not able to fulfill that promise. Either a man or a woman, that's broken promise, that healing, that pain cannot just go away. Yeah. So broken promises is something that is very deep, and it's something that we should guide no matter what. Not to. It's better not to even promise. Okay, and when you promise, it's better not to promise. Yes, you wish to, and you are not able to. That is when communication comes in, so that you will not be a fraudulent person. When there is business, when there is contract, where there is relationship, where there's anything you can, between your junior, between your subordinates in the office, between your whatever, broken promises is not a good thing. Let us try as much as possible to work not to have it.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorcas Kemi, Solomon Onasi. You know, I mentioned what of somebody that have a good intention and the broken promises break. Just 1 minute.
You said?
Someone with good intention and the broken promises break.
That's why I use the example of parents and children. You have good intention, but something happened along the line. You are not able to fulfill your promise. What you need to do is good communication. You just need to make sure that the person involved is aware, not the person finding out him or herself. You should be the one to communicate it to the person, except there is no good intention. But if there is good intention, communicate it beforehand.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorcas Kemi. Adekunle Adebayo, let me throw this question to you. How does a broken promise impart trust in a relationship, both personally and professionally?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jimmy. The impact of broken promises can never be overemphasized. I quite enjoyed the facet at which Madam Dorcas, puts the scenarios to us. I mean, practically, she has said it all in terms of what and what is expected when you make promises. It's more like a pledge, and the obligation to want to let it be is where the commitment now comes in. Sometimes we just have to feel committed in order to avert some of this impact. So one has to have this empathy in the fact that you put the person that the promise is made for, you put him or her in your shoes or on how it will feel, because there's a lot of impact from broken promises. The disappointment and frustration can drive anybody crazy. It depends on the relationship. The person will feel disappointed and he will be frustrated. And like she also said, in order for one to protect one's integrity in any promise or in any fora, it's better to do and stay committed to. So there has to be an extra effort from the promiser to make sure that whatever is promised is fulfilled or comes to pass, or just in line with what Madam Dorcas said, open communication on time so that the person will not feel the impact. The impact will not be as much because the communication will at least diffuse it a little. Because we can never overemphasize impact of broken promises. It leads some people into depression self because they have probably put all their efforts and life. And she also made us to also say where we have broken promises more is in the area of especially monetary, where money is involved. People get carried away and use their guard, and by so doing they will commit all sorts of atrocities regarding maybe bypassing what the Bible has said or what God has said about making promises and failing. And this has a lot of impact on people. It can also cause mental and emotional stress. So, but if you as a promiser, you look at it, it's like you looking at the end result from the start. I don't want to put Madam Dorcas into this kind of emotional stress or distress. I will need to now, support through thick and thin to make sure that that promise is kept. Or else, I don't want something bad to happen to maybe my mom, my dad. So it depends on the relationship. And like, she also has expressed the areas we have all this relationship, which is normal. There can be promise. There must have been a relationship. You understand? So, and this relationship, in order to keep them, we have to stay through thick and thin to those relationships in order not to break those relationships. So it's an obligation, which is something maybe like she was explaining about father and child the other time. So when one makes promise, one should feel that obligation. Yeah, like it's like an obligation. You are obligated to want to make it happen, or else, because the consequences are just too, far-fetched in terms of the the that is the level it will go to the receiver. You never can tell. So one has to be careful to own up and to feel obligated whenever a promise or a pledge is made to people. It's just to guide one integrity and promote the trust within the relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo. Let me put this one to you. As an accountant and a broker promises breakdown, how do you want to feel as a professional man or accountant? How do you want to feel in the office? If I did listen to Mrs. Dorcas, is cited a series of examples, but as an accountant, how do you want to feel?
Yeah, yes, like we said, from my experience, even I would like to tell you, if you happen to work in the payroll, it's like we don't make mistake. You can't afford to make mistake. You don't play on people's emotions, intelligence. I'm expecting $100, and by your own whatever, the promise is I should see $100, but I'm seeing $87. I already plan what to do with this, and the timing I cannot. So there are some jobs, as an accountant, you don't just joke, especially when money is involved and when people are involved. These are not animals because of those side effects that broken promises or expectations of people are. So as an accountant, you just have to live by your word and make sure that whatever thing you can do to alleviate, you do without thinking. So that because the person that is expecting 100 should get 100. If it's not getting 100 today, the next hour, you let him know that the 100 will be there. It's not by you, and you don't take things, you don't just surprise people. You have to meet people's expectation. Then you can now complain later. You can now make amend. But you meet the expectation. That's the job of an accountant.
Thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo. Let me throw this question to Mrs. Dorcas Feisikemi Solomon Onasi. What are the different emotions someone might experience after a promise is broken? For instance, anger, disappointment, betrayal, and etc. So what is your view on this?
Like you mentioned, sir, betrayal, trauma, anxiety and stress, self-doubt and shame, attachment issue, as in discomfort, rationalization, or denial. Yes, all these things are there. When there is a broken promises, there will be trust. Then there will be trauma on the person that you have promised. Because like example I cited, maybe the son, your child have told his friends or her friends, at the end of this is my daddy is going to buy me a car. That expectation is there and that promise is broken. That trauma, we take the child a longer time to get out of it. And If it's not a repeated thing, because some people will fail someone now and still fail again. Yes, that is when you will know that this person is not trustworthy. That is when you will know that this person, no matter what you do with this person, you cannot trust this person. So, repeated experiences or broken promises can lead to a deep-seated trust issue. Like Mr. Adekunle said, I'm expecting $100 and you are giving me $87. After, where there is no communication, I waited maybe 2 hours, nothing. During till the close of work, nothing. Tomorrow, I will not trust you. If they need somebody, if they want me to recommend somebody, you will be the, you will not, your name will not even come up. I won't recommend you. So that is that. And uncertainty and unpredictability can create anxiety and stress. When you are not happy, it will reflect all over your body. It will even make you not to deliver. Like Mr. Dekule, that is an accountant. Your account will not balance because you are thinking of so many things. When you are happy, when everything is okay, you will be able to balance your account. And people that deal with human beings, if you are not happy, how can you deal with somebody like my person that deal with people as an HR personnel? If you are not mentally stable, how can you solve another person's problem? We are all here now, maybe because one thing or the other, we are averagely okay mentally. If anything is wrong, maybe they just call now, or I got a message before 1 o'clock and they say, God forbid, somebody close to me is in the hospital. I'm not emotionally stable. I will not be able to attend to any other thing. So all these things are there. Overall, broken promises can have a far-reaching consequences affecting relationships. Like I said, I will not trust you again, no matter what. If it comes once, twice, I will not allow the third. If I allow the third one, that means I should have myself to be blamed.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorcas Kemi Solomon Onasi. Adekunle, before we go to the next step, did you have anything to add with emotional experience for someone that's in the corridor of a broken promises? Just 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe not one I can really remember, but I know it's so many of it to talk. But the thing we should just note here is about the fact that it has a far-reaching effect on people. A far-reaching effect on people in terms of their psyche. You understand? And so, as individuals, in a relationship, to keep the trust, building trust, demonstrating reliability, integrity, and maintaining relationship, we need to feel obligated and follow through whenever we make promises. A lot of things have been said, and it's something that happens almost every day, but it causes people a lot of harm, trauma, and things like that. You understand? It's also not good for building relationship in terms of people will not think you are reliable, and it does not help business. We are to help ourselves in businesses. When you are expecting something, the expectation should be met because you already are transferring that to another people. So we should be able to support ourselves by making sure we are maintaining, we are keeping to our promises. That's the little I could add.
Thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo. Thank you very much. Let us go to the next step. The personal experiences and perspective areas of broken promises. We've, spoken about this general understanding of broken promises. The next step is personal experiences and perspectives. Let me start with Mrs. Dorcas Kemi Solomon Onasi. from Abuja, Nigeria.
Thank you again. When you call the face,
Yeah. Can you share okay? Can you share a personal experience where a promise was broken that result or consequently affected you? How did you handle the situation of it?
Wow, personal experience with broken promises. It's very wide.
Yes. Nah.
But like I said, I would like to do practical things. Me as a person, I have not experienced any broken promises. This is why, sir. I'm a kind of person that I don't expect too much from anybody. It's not that I don't trust people, but I love my heart. Anything that will make me to feel uncomfortable, to make me to be thinking, I try as much as possible to avoid them. So on my own personal life, I don't think I have any broken promises, because the moment you expect too much from people, and one of the reasons why we have plenty broken promises is because we expect too much from people. We are all human beings. It is only God that can promise I will not fail. Any other person will definitely betray. Not that they wish to, but circumstances. Now, I will not take this experience to some of the experience I've had with people that I have section with. And most of these ones, like I said, money, relationship, let's bring it back to marital relationship. Like I said from the beginning, that breaking of vows is sometimes planned. Sometimes it's not planned. Like from Africa, they will say all men cheat. It is not all men that cheat. Every man that have the fear of God, that value himself or herself, will not cheat. If you value yourself, it is not the person you are cheating on that is going to be affected. It is you that is cheating on somebody that will be affected. So, personal experience, I don't think I'll be able to say much on that. But experience have shown that people that they have been cheated on, it is always difficult for them to trust again. It is always difficult for them to come back to that first fresh life. So for us to not to be able to break all these things, expect less from people and know that we are all human beings and promises can be broken. Not intentionally, at the same time, can be intentional. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You made mention of expecting too much. So what did you mean by that?
Like I said, expecting too much. As a human being, I am only promising you based on what I think I will be able to do. And I'm not able to do it. Before, when I'm promising you, you should be able to know that I am a human being, that this promising I'm giving you now, it could be as a result of somebody promising me as well. So promise, from promise to promise to promise. If I'm not failing, and that person can fail. That's what I mean by not expecting too much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorcas, Feisi Kemi, Solomon, Onasi. Adekunle Adebayo, let me throw this question to you. Have you ever been on the other side where you unintentionally broke a promise, and what factors lead to it or contributed to it?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it will have happened. But without, being specific. If we told the line of Madam Dorcas, it happens, and sometimes not intentionally. But sometimes when it is intentionally, is probably not good, but it can happen. But what we're now saying is that if it happens repeatedly, then one is losing trust in your loved ones, or you are imparting relationship with other people, and it can damage trust. So it can happen. And some of the things that probably could douse the tension or reduce the effect or impact on the expector of the promise is to open communication. Open communication will give the person one or two things to want to think that the benefit of the doubt that they didn't make you to make it or to fulfill your promise. That probably even give him a soothing landing. And so then one important factor, which Madam Dorcas also mentioned now, is about not expecting too much. Not expecting too much, that she said, is not in that context. It's about you having the having in mind that we are human, that it's not all the time we can fulfill or meet our promises. So when you anticipate, when you prepare for the best, still have a little way to anticipate the worst scenario so that you won't get too hot, so that you won't, your mindset will not overturn. You won't be a U-turn for you. So sometimes, and I think this is what is common with our people, because promises is different from vow. Vow is that one of God, whereby, and the fear of God and some other things will want person to keep vow. But promise is just, some of the time we just keep giving promises. But we need to be told that breaking promises repeatedly can damage trust, integrity, and reliability in people. So I think that's all I can say for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo. Mrs. Dorcas, do you have anything to contribute?
When the promises have become a regular thing, it makes someone to lack trust that we have said, and it makes someone to get to the point of not able to forgive easily. So because it will be on your mind to now forget promise, to forgive and forget, to let go, it will be difficult. And another one is reflecting on the past experience to identify pattern of red flags. Before you know it, this person will be looking at you. Every step you move, will be looking and say, are you sure? There will be doubt. Even when you are real, even when you mean well, it will be difficult for people to now agree with you. That's it, sir.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorcas. Felicity Kemi Solomon Onasi. As a counselor, counseling people in Nigerian Abuja there, and on marriages, on different issues. Let me throw this one question to you. How do you think culturally expectations or upbringing might influence how someone feel broken promises? We got about just 2 minutes.
Okay. Upbringing. If you are as a parent, you are always failing, you are not consistent, you are not truthful. Children children learn best on what they see, not what you tell them. So if you have children growing up with you, it is your behavior, your communication. Like somebody will be talking and say, hello, I am in Kano right now. And you are not in Kano, you are in Lagos. And children around you are watching and say, how can daddy say he's in Kano? If that person come, tell him I'm sleeping. Meanwhile, you are awake, pressing laptop or pressing your phone. Your children are watching. So with all these things, it will affect them. They will learn how to lie. Even when they know that this thing, they cannot do it, they will want to promise. So environment also means a whole lot in broken promises. So growing up, environment and what language was that we called it? I'm being distracted.
The question that I'm asking is, how do you think culturally expectations or upbringing might influence how someone feels broken promises?
Yes, I just spoke about the upbringing.
Yeah.
However you relate with your children, how you lie to them, how you teach them how to lie, it will affect them in future. Then culture as well. some culture does not see anything bad in things that some people will see as bad. Say, after all, I promise I can't make it. And what's the big deal? It's a big deal. In some culture, it's a big deal. In some culture, it's not big deal. But the culture that all of us are connected to, which is God Almighty, what is God saying about broken promises? How does God react to it? Is one thing we should consider and we should follow up so that the next generation, it can be well with them. Even though it's going to be there, it can be minimal. So upbringing, culture, environment, all these things, if it is not well taken care of, it will affect the ones coming up.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorcas Kemi Solomon Onasi. Our next step, communication and repairing trust, is our next step. Communication and repairing trust. Let me throw this question to Adekunle Adebayo. When someone breaks a promise, what is the most effective way to communicate his or her own feelings?
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Like we said, the promises is all encompassing in the sense that the person that is making promise, deep rooted inside him or her, has the mind of the person that is promised. That is because you put yourself in that state too. If you are promised to, if I promise somebody, so we should always have it at the back of our mind to be obligated to make sure that our promise is fulfilled. But wherever, as a smart person and as a person that cares through thick and thin to build relationship, to make sure that you don't have broken relationship or broken damage or integrity, you need to be, you need to that is, you have to be thinking in the sense that, oh, I know this thing I told you, I promised 2 o'clock, but the way I'm saying it, so that is, so if you foresee that something may be wrong with your promise, the promise definitely you get it, but the timing may be different. So you are already forewarning the person. You're already putting the person in a situation whereby you can also, maybe if he's transferring to someone else, he's telling that person that please, what, so everybody is making arrangement. Everybody is taking what belongs to him. That is, you are giving him room to make his own plan and to also execute his own plans. So now, so the empathy, and as we grow up, parents need to teach their kids the way to just feel empathy with people to promote good relationship. And you know, when you make promise to people and you cannot abide by that, there are a lot of bad side of it, which is not good. The upbringing is part of it. It comes to your parents. So maybe you were not well brought up. This and this and this. You should have known this, you should have known that. But like you said, communication in terms of remediating failed promises is key in order to build relationship. There was one other thing you mentioned, which is, I think that one I said about, helping people to plan by making the communication ahead of time, so that it won't be, don't take people for granted. So respect too will play a key role in people making promise. When you respect human beings, you respect human feelings, you put people in a situation whereby you yourself can be, then you have to be obligated. You need to be very, very firm to make sure that you try as much as possible not to break promises.
Thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo. Mrs. Dorcas Kemi Solomon Onasi.
Yes, sir.
Just pardon me for that.
No.
So,
You call it so well, and it's thrilling. It's
that's
like
good.
this.
Thank
I
you.
love it. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
loving it.
Effective.
So,
Yes, sir.
what is your contribution? In what way can someone, express his feelings?
Prepare a broken promises.
Just one,
Like we
2
have
minutes,
been,
please.
yes, sir. Like we have been hammering on, communication is very key in everything we do. So it will be good if one, you acknowledge that you broke a promise. As you that is broken the promise, you should acknowledge and take the responsibility. It will help the person you are breaking the promise to heal fast. But if you are trying to claim rights, it will not work. Apologize sincerely. Like Mr. Adekunle mentioned, there was a lady that was supposed to do something for me sometimes ago. The time, I think 1 week before that time, she came and said, "Madam, I'm so sorry. The time I promised, the way I'm saying it, I may not be able to meet up." And that means so much to me. Sincerely,
Of
even
course.
yes, she came before that time. But if she had not meet up that time, she has already tendered an apology, which make me feel important. Another one is listen to the person that is concerned and validate the person's feeling. Like Mr. Adekunle said, put that person in your shoes. If it is you they are treating like this, how will you feel? Make amend or offer a solution to prevent similar
Occurrence.
situation.
Occurrence.
Then another one is don't keep a promise that you will not be able to fulfill.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Feisi Solomon Onasi. Thank you. Let us move on to another step. We're still on communication and repairing trust. Let's move to the next question. I think that we throw this question to Mrs. Dorcas Feisi Solomon Onasi. What are some key steps to rebuild the trust after a broken promises?
Steps to amend the broken promises is so similar to the one I've just mentioned now.
Yeah.
Be intentional.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Yeah.
Put the person in your shoes. If I'm the one they are treated that this thing happened to, how will I feel? Know that we are all human beings. And if the person is angry, do not take it as bad thing for the person to be angry. Be sincere. Take responsibility and communicate. It will help a whole lot. Don't just assume that even if you are bigger, because most times big people, when they are dealing with subordinates or they are dealing with maybe an uncle, an uncle that promise a younger person somewhere, and they feel that they don't hold them any explanation. We do. Just like your child, a husband, a wife, there should be no too much familiarities. There should not be entitlement mentality. I am the boss. It's only God that is the boss. If you fail in any promises, let me know. I apologize and let's move. Do not feel that you are big. All of us are big in our own corner. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We now move to our next step. I think the final aspect of it, psychological aspect of broken promises in our surroundings or in our relationship or professional. I will start from Mrs. Dorcas Feisi Solomon Onasi, because I directed my question to you. You're a counselor.
Yes.
Counseling people, and then you feel I think maybe similar topic like this we've already discussed it among your clients.
We are learning too.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Adekunle. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
So let me give you the question now, Ms. Dorcas Feisi Solomon. What are some psychological factors that might lead someone to break a promise? Now, such as fear, insecurity, or procrastination or something like that.
Procrastination.
Procrastination.
All right, sir. Psychological trauma on psychological effects on failing promises.
Yeah.
1, betrayal trauma. Repeated experiences or broken promises can lead to deep-seated trust issue. We have said that before. You can't be deceiving me at all time and expect me to still trust you 100%. If you are telling me it's 10 o'clock any day, I will check my time to be sure that it is true. You're telling me 10 o'clock. And anxiety and stress, like I said, I mentioned before, if there is a broken promises, maybe because I have planned what to do with this particular thing and the promise is failed, I'm not able to meet up, there's going to be I will be stressed mentally, socially, and otherwise. There are things I may not be able to attend to. Uncertainty and unpredictability can create anxiety and stress. So all these things, it can create emotional stress, it can create mental stress, it can create even relationship stress. So self-doubt and shame. Broken promise can lead to self-blame and shame. At the end of the day, when somebody is not trusting you again, and your conscience will one day wake you up. Like Mr. Adekunle, maybe Mr. Adekunle is my friend and he has betrayed me 3 times or more than. Somehow he himself, if he have conscience, he will see my commitment to him, my relationship with him. Somehow it will be dangling, it will be waving. So he himself will know that there is no confidence in me towards him again. Attachment issue. Repeated experience or broken promises can affect our style of relationship. If it is husband and wife, today you lied to me, tomorrow you promise me, my wife, I'm going to buy you the latest car. The latest car come, you now say, no, madam, I don't want to buy you this car again. Or you want to give me a trip, let me go for holiday. You know, at the end of the day, the money now come. You now say, madam, this holiday is not going to work. Oh. The day you will come, even if you buy me tickets, I will say, oh, you're your own. I will not trust you again. I will not be looking for a way to buy myself a car if I am able, or take myself on a trip if I am able. So on this, there was going to be, and because of that, my commitment to you as well will be somehow, maybe, life is give and take. We are not selling ourselves, or we are not selling, it's not that if you buy me a car, I will do this to you. No, but it enhances things like that. So overall, broken promises can have far-reaching consequences affecting relationship, trust, and psychological well-being. It will affect even people around you, your relationship. Like somebody in your office, maybe they need some questionnaire about you. If you have disappointed me 1 or 2 times, if they come, even if I'm not straightforward, my action should be able to tell the kind of person you are. In all, you should try as much as possible. Nobody planned for it, but if it happens, communicate ahead of time and try your best. And don't promise when you know, because some people promise on an empty thing. They are not expecting anything. No. Yes, I will do it. Don't worry. It's a lie. They don't have any plan anyway. So don't promise somebody when you know you cannot. Try as much as possible. Let it be that the promise fail, not because you planned for it to fail. If you don't have anything and you are promising me, that means you have already promised to fail me. But on your own, it just happened. We should be able to understand with ourselves. But the bottom line is lack of trust. When you have betrayed me how many times, it will affect our relationship for good. And it will take time before it heals. And when it heals, remember, the scar will still be there.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kemi. What of the area of procrastination? In that area, how do you want to feel?
Procrastination is a very bad thing. Yes, very bad. Because if you, maybe Mr. Adekunle now, I just celebrated my birthday last Friday on the 7th of March. And Mr. Adekunle asked my friend and say, don't worry, on your birthday, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that as a friend. And you already know that you can do it. Oh, maybe at that moment that thing comes to your mind. If you don't do it at that time, you didn't plan to fail, oh, but procrastination can make you to fail. It can make you to break promises. It is not intentional. Now, if you do it at that time, it is always better. Procrastination can cost a broken promises. That is the way I'll put it. So it is not good.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorcas SELF-ESTEEM Solomon Onasi. Thank you. Adekunle Adebayo.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
mind me. Let me throw this question to you. How can self-awareness help individuals avoid breaking promises in the future?
Yeah, thank you very much. The self-awareness and respect, we've said some of these things before. Some of the things that can really help us to keep and make our pledges, our promises, our commitment to people is to feel obligated. And in feeling obligated to our, only to, being responsible for what we promise by putting the person in our shoes. This feeling of empathy, putting the person in your own shoes, having this empathy mind and the respect, because most of the things we do in life goes around respect. If you have me in mind, if you support me through thick and thin, you will definitely have me in your thinking. And whenever promise you give me, you want to stay by it. If at all anything will happen, you will let me know. These are part of people, putting people first, putting people well-being in their mind, because the impact of me failing, and I don't know the reaction or the impact it could have in your life. So we need to put that empathy, we need to put that feeling into it. Like previously we were talking of procrastination. Normally we know these are vices, these are things that are not good. Procrastination, is a terrible thing in everything we do, because the person that procrastinates can never reach the height, because he's always wishing and willing. So when will they do it? Time is of essence in everything we do. We are there to keep to time. We are there to keep to promises. We are there to keep our costs and put you in my shoes, that you have your own plans. So whatever thing I have in plan for you and your expectations of me to you should be done on time as promised, so that can help your own well-being of your own plan. So putting empathy, putting people in mind, having good respect, and knowing fully well the consequences of failing to some people. The way we take it cannot, like Madam Dorcas said in the other, when we started, that these are things that can be forgiven sometimes, but you will never forget that, something terrible happened because of one or two actions from someone. So it's not good to leave kind of indelible kind of bad things into people's mind and life. So it doesn't augur for good camaraderie and future relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo. Before we go, Madam or Mrs. Dorcas SELF-ESTEEM Solomon Onasi, Adekunle Adebayo mentioned one phrase on empathy. So let me throw this question to you. As I repeat myself repeatedly, you're a counselor guiding people that's having issue on different areas. What role does empathy play in understanding why someone might break a promise? Is there any role?
Does. Yes, there's a role.
Okay.
It's, like I said in the course of the discussion, that you knowing that, accepting that you are wrong,
Hmm.
make the
Right.
other party to feel important.
Yeah.
It calms the whole situation down. But when you are feeling that it can make things go worst. So empathy on broken promises, you that is breaking the promises, you should accept that you were wrong, no matter, without giving any excuses. And you that the promise is being broken, the promise they made to you is being broken, you need to have empathy on yourself. Because in some cases, it is not about the person that is causing you trouble. If you allow the whole problem to be on you, the person that you are even carrying the problem will not even be aware. Well, the promise is broken, that's gone. But you, when you decide to carry the whole load on your head, you will just be looking older, you'll be looking 70 when you are 35. So first of all, have empathy on yourself, not minding the person. Take care of yourself. Self-care is not a sin, it's not a bad thing. Take care of your emotional being. Take care of yourself and practice. Please be intentional about practicing self-care and love. Even if they fail me, they do not fail me, at least I cannot fail myself. I can't betray myself. I may keep promises to myself, but when I will try as much as possible to keep to it. And when I'm not able to keep to it, I won't hold it against myself. So also, if you're not going to hold it against yourself for too long, don't hold it against the person that is. And also, it is always better to seek professional help. Both the person that is failing the promises and the person that they have promised. So having empathy, sincerely, it has a long way to go on broken promises.
Thank you, Mrs. Dorcas Feisikemi Solomon Onasi and Mr. Adekunle Adebayo, both from Nigeria. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming to Jim Davusa Show. Mrs. Dorcas Feisikemi Solomon Onasi, thank you once again. I really appreciate your coming as a counselor that's advising or directing people to the right path. Once again, thank you for coming to Jim Davusa Show. Adekunle Adebayo, I thank you once again for your constant and present on Jim Davusa Show. We've reached the end of the program. Thank you once again. Thank you very much. God bless you.
And you too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for having us. It's a great privilege.
Good. All right, ma.
Mr. Adekunle Adebayo, it's a privilege. And
privilege too.
Team Dabosa, thank you very much. We do not take this for granted. And to our audience, thank you very much. We hope that you have learned one or two things. And I pray for Mr. Jim, the Lord, which will be from grace to grace, from glory to glory. Amen. Your voice shall be heard, and people, as many that will have contact with what you do, it will be healing by the grace of God. It will not just be hearing sake. It will not just be for show. No, it will be for healing by the grace of God. Thank you so much. Thank you
for coming. It's Dorcas Feisikemi Solomon Onasi. Thank you.
I like the way you call my name.
Yes, me too. I love it. Thank you.
Very lovely name. Very sweet.
Yes, a very lovely name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bless.
So,
you too, thank you.
Onazi. I like the Onazi too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.